Alright guys, one more time. Part 2 for equations and lines. It's a tough one. I feel like it's a tough one. I mean, I have to make really long videos just to get through the problems, and I'm not even going that slow. Of course, I'll slow down for you in class, but over these videos you might want to rewind and replay just to make sure you don't miss anything. These are only hard when you don't know what you're doing. Once you figure out the tricks here or there, algebra becomes pretty easy. Let's take a look at this problem right in front of us. Joaquin charges $4 per hour. That's important. To babysit. What equation could Joaquin use to find the number of hours he needs to babysit in order to earn $50? Earn $50 is your first easy clue. Earn 50, in other words, equals 50. Take a look at your multiple choice options. Unfortunately, they all equal 50. So that doesn't really help us figure out which one's correct. Well, it better have an H in it because it says the number of hours, but unfortunately, they all have H's in them. Dang, how are we going to figure out which one of these is right? Well, look at our last bit of clue in the word problem. $4 per hour. Per hour. Is that adding 4? Subtracting 4, multiplying 4, or dividing by 4. Imagine you were making $4 an hour. Imagine that. And you were working for like 5 hours. Would you do 4 plus 5? 4 minus 5? I hope not minus 5 because then you're not getting any money. 4 divided by 5 or 4 times 5? Hopefully, and when you're an adult and you get a paycheck, you won't mess this up. Hopefully you're thinking about multiplication. Per is a multiplication word. 4 times 5. Or in other words, 4 times H. The only letter that has that happening, 4 times H, is right here. Letter A. Choice A. 4H equals 50 is the equation Joaquin could use to calculate his babysitting money. Let's move on. Take a look at this. There are 17 houses on each block. Okay, thank you for that information. The number of houses, which we'll say H, depends on the number of blocks, which we'll say is B. How would you write this as an equation? Well, you have to figure out how many houses that there are according to how many blocks there are. It says there are 17 houses on each block. So that's 17 times the numbers of blocks. So what should we put right next to that 17? The H for houses or the B for blocks? Well, if there's 17 houses on each block, you better put 17B for blocks. And what will we be able to find? We'll be able to find how many houses there are. The number of houses equals 17 times the number of blocks, or in other words, B. Did you get that? Is that easy or hard for you to understand? Over a video like this, it's hard for me to tell, but that's the basis of the most difficult algebra you'll be asked to do this year. And if you're with me so far, you're doing really good. And if you're not, you better come see me, after class, during class. Take a look at this. The bank is 5 meters taller than the courthouse. Okay. Complete the table to show how the height of the bank, B, depends on the height of the courthouse, C. Alright, so take a look at this. We've got the bank, and it equals the courthouse plus 5. Do you see that C is courthouse? Alright, so if the bank is equal to the courthouse plus 5, what do we have to do to fill in this table? I mean, take a look at the part that's already filled in for you. How did they get a 14 from a 9? They added 5. So 7 plus 5 is 12. 8 plus 5 is 13. 9 plus 5 is 14. And if the pattern keeps going, you don't even have to think about, add 5, add 5, add 5. You just fill in the table according to the pattern, which means a 15 goes right there. It's hard if you don't see where the numbers are coming from. But it's easy once you understand, there's a pattern here. I've got it. How do tables make creating graphs easier is the important question I ask you. Well, we'll find out very soon. Let's take a look at this table and see which which equation it matches up with. How would you write this as an equation? Well, take a look. There's something happening here. There's a pattern. 3 to 18. How can 3 become 18? 4 to 24? How did that happen? 5 turns into 30? How does that happen? 6 into 36? How is any of this happening? Well, if you know your times tables, you might already see. Think about it. Times tables. 3 times 6 is 18. And 4 times 6 is 24. And 5 times 6 is 30. And 6 times 6 is 36. There you go. That's the pattern. You're multiplying by 6 every time. So now that you know that, take a look at your multiple choice options. Which one of them has S being multiplied by 6? Well, take a look. There's minus 6. Nope. Plus 6. Nope. There's times 7. But we're not talking about times 7. We're talking about times 6. So there's the 1 right there. Last problem. How do tables make creating graphs easier? Well, if you have a table which comes from an equation, then creating a graph is no sweat. Take a look at this table. It's giving you ordered pairs. 1, 2, 2, 6, 3, 10, 4, 14. And I know you guys are good with ordered pairs because so many of you got a really good score on last week's ordered pair quiz. So if we have these ordered pairs, creating a graph takes 5 seconds. 1, 2, check it out. There's 1, 2. All right, see? 1, comma, 2. All right. How about 2, 6? 2, comma, 6. I think this one's working out for us. Let's make sure. 3, 10. 3, comma, 10. Yep. This is the one. So, which graph shows this function, this equation, this table? It's graph A. It's not graph B. Look, it's 1, 1 right there. And 2, 5. 1, 1 and 2, 5? Those aren't in the table. That's wrong. Psh, get out of here. Take a look at this pop guide. A little more substitution, algebra substitution. Down below, you've got to figure out which equation is correct for this word problem. Then you've got to fill in this table over here according to what the equation tells you. It's hard if you don't know what's going on. It's easy if you're figuring out all the algebra tricks. And if you're not figuring it out, just be patient and take some time to just get it in your brain. Because once you get it, that day, boom, easy for the rest of the year. And right here, I want you to make a line on a graph for the table you see above. So that after you fill in this table right here, you'll have ordered pairs, right? You'll have ordered pairs because the table gives you ordered pairs. And once you have those ordered pairs, I want you to make a little graph, Make a graph, put the dots for the ordered pair, connect the dots. I want you to do all that business. All right, I'll see you guys in class. Good luck. Oh, don't forget the writing sample down here. If you don't finish, you can always use your IWT time to catch up. That's what IWT time is for. All right, I'll see you guys in class. Bye, 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 bye.